What's going on, guys? My name is the AFK Obby, and today I am bringing you a video where we look through Reddit and see how people responded to what Mod Aiza posted about the Fresh Start Worlds. I made a video yesterday on this subject. We went through the forum post, we read everything, we analyzed what we could. I want to see where I fall with the rest of the community on Reddit. Even though it might be a little bit of a toxic community, I'd like to think I'm not toxic, but we'll see where we fall. So this is the post made by Mod Aiza one day ago, titled OSR's Fresh Start Worlds are coming in October. Check out the FAQ for more info. We scroll down, we see a Reddit mod posted some recent updates, some other news. And here's where it kind of gets scary, because this is exactly what I said yesterday. I wouldn't say made a face about it, but I pointed it out specifically. Note that it's just signed the old school team, says Aolin5601. This came from the top. Yeah. I also noticed that it just said the old school team, like it was just signed the old school team. I don't know if it was just something put together out of the blue, or if someone was just posting that so one single person didn't get targeted when people were talking about this. I don't know. We'll never know. Then S. Dean Jr. responded with, to be honest, I feel like migration is the wrong move. Why am I going to play a Fresh Start World just to get migrated, and how does that fix any economy side from a temporary 6-month economy? I actually was semi-excited until I saw the migration. This is a big thing. Like, a lot of people don't like these limited game modes to just be limited. They all want everything to be permanently in the game. I don't know how optimal it would be to keep worlds open for things like that. Then I actually like what Sammy Slush said. Sammy Slush says, an existing economy would be better for new players, so with less fighting over low-level crowded resources. New players for the most part also won't care about high scores because it will be dominated by content creators / existing players. Kind of the same thing I said too. Like when I mentioned like what would be more enticing for like one of my friends who have been looking to play and come back after, you know, EOC was here, they kind of left. What would be so enticing for them to come back? Would it be that there's a fresh start, brand new economy, or that everything's already established? Here's my gold I can give you to catch up. They then go on to say the exact same thing can be achieved with dedicated worlds limited to players with X playtime / total levels. The only difference is it means less money for Jagex because it doesn't force people to make new accounts. Yeah, that's another thing I said too, was that it feels like a cash grab. We can all understand because they are a company. They got to get that bag. That one cool guy says, this is one of those ideas that reminds me, this is the same company that killed RuneScape originally. That's true, but isn't it a different team, or is it not? I knew nothing about the team before I left when EOC came out. And Andulan says, I thought the recent survey showed that people weren't very excited by Fresh Start Worlds. Personally, would much rather the time be spent on updating the main game. I mean, aren't we getting raids though? I thought that the point of this was that it didn't take a lot of dev time and it was more of an experiment. I would like this experiment just with no grand exchange. I would definitely take part in the whole process of the whole 6 months if there was no grand exchange. So Zoyana Blade, I'm probably butchering every name, says Jagex seems to not want to do everything. Wait, I lied. Jagex seems to want to do everything but update the main game. Source. Now this is a reputable source. Compare 2013 to 2019 to 2020 to 2022. You can take any 2-year period before 2019 and JMods were going ham on updates. Now we get barely anything. Does anybody in the comment section below want to confirm this? Can you take any 2 years and it blows like 2020 to 2022 out of the water? Do we think that has to do with COVID? I don't know. Mulak says, who asked for this? LMAO. But it's true. I think someone said, if I remember correctly, Fresh Start Worlds were one of the lowest voted for options on that survey. Someone else mentioned those surveys just asked you to rank the pre-selected items from best to worst. So with 5 items, they guaranteed 80% of them would show some interest in the results. That is bad statistics. Severe Swam is kind of with me on this part. I find it really hard to believe new players would want to play on these servers. Maybe old players who are burnt will enjoy a fresh start. RuneLight HD chimes in and says, new players on the main game probably have a decent experience anyways. Commodities available on the GE, no weird scarcity, people handing out 10k here and there. That's true, there's a lot of people doing that now. I have no idea why a new / returning player would play on these worlds, lol. So same thing I said, playing on an already established world is just so much more enticing. I think that this social experience for the first week is going to be so nice for these Fresh Start Worlds. I hope that everyone makes a lot of friends doing that as well. Now, someone else responded to this and said a new player won't see a big difference between a regular and a Fresh Start World anyway, which again I think is very true. when the game gets interesting, they'll be migrated to the main game. And that was also a big concern for me, because all these things are just going to change. Locations obviously won't change, prices from shops won't change, but the GE prices are probably going to change. A lot of the hot spots, a lot of where everyone is probably going to be crowded, a lot of things are going to open up that they weren't aware of before. It's going to be such a change. And then Bobby 10 Speed says it's literally for Jagex to make money on more memberships, not new players, but new memberships. Again, people are calling it a cash grab pretty much. And then someone actually said something positive. If I was new, I'd go on the Fresh Start server. My issue with playing WoW, which if you don't know is World of Warcraft, was that everyone was already in game, so I was alone through the leveling processes. Yeah, I mean, you might not be alone in the Fresh Start server from 1 to 30 fishing and from 1 to 30 wood cutting. I guess if you start doing willows, you'll still have some people over in Drainer, but other than that, you might be killing some goblins with some people, chopping some trees with people, or fishing with people. Other than that, you're gonna branch off on your own anyway. Maybe it's just my group, but I've never quested with other people. It's just, you don't really tag team quests, unfortunately. That'd be cool if they could implement something like that one day. But then again, what's Group Iron Man for? That's kind of what it's for, yeah? Yeah, the Netsraw, again, they chime in with some good stuff, says, yeah, but Osrs has little to no real multiplayer content for low level players anyway. The group stuff starts a bit later on, which is true, like Winter Todd, Fishing Todd, what's it called? Temperos, Guardians of the Rift, raids, things like that. So that's all like later level stuff that you'll probably, if they haven't quit, I guess if a new player goes in and hasn't quit, then maybe they will get to that stuff probably by month 3 or 4. I have no idea. I don't do a lot of that stuff, so maybe it does only take a month to get to, but they have to have so much devotion and then be willing to learn, and then all of this still changes when they get migrated into the main worlds. It's Liv actually says, let's all see this for what it is, a cash grab. Do you guys feel like this is a cash grab, or do you actually think that it's going to be for new players and returning players? Myself, I think it's a cash grab, but that's me being realistic. And like I've said 100 times, they're a company, they deserve to get their money. I just don't know if this is the way to go about it. Jagex knows that most of the accounts created in this FSW, which is Fresh Start Worlds in case I ever call it FSW again, the environment will be existing players competing for a high score, or players trading to these competitors from the main game at extreme rates, just like in Deadman mode. These players will necessarily have to create a new account, and that means a new subscription for Jagex. How convenient that they sell 6 months worth of membership in one easy upfront package. That's true, I never thought about that part. I buy mine 1 month at a time, baby, whatever my wife lets me. The research they mentioned they have done in the announcement post almost certainly refers to financial research. I hate to come across as cynical, but with the low developer costs they keep mentioning, it seems clear that this was a way to squeeze money out of hardcore players. And Captain Ali, who responded to this, feels the exact way I do about the comment I just read. Most accurate comment in this whole thread. Jagex 100% knows that Fresh Start Worlds are just going to be a lazy DMM/leagues which requires zero dev effort and hopefully profit just as much. Honestly, I enjoy RuneScape and want it to succeed, so I want Jagex to profit, which is exactly what I keep saying. But I hate how manipulative this feels, which is exactly what I was saying. But I totally understand why they're doing it, but I think it'll have more downsides than upsides. I'm going to go ahead and upvote that. Power Play says splitting the game into segments. If you want to attract new players, run more events, introduce things people want in the game rather than something that no one asked for. And then someone else put splitting the game into segments with money signs for the S's, and they said fix that for ya, meaning cash grab, of course. Danny07 said funniest shit I've seen all day. And then Net is coming in clutch with some of these comments, said funny, sad, or just completely out of touch. I can't decide which it is. It's actually, I don't know. I feel like it's strategic on them. I don't think that they're going to market it for new players anyway. I think that we will not see any marketing for new players or for players that are going to be returning. I think it's just they're going to hope that as many people buy maybe even that 6-month like package that was mentioned. And I think that they really cater this towards making money. Aura Knight said nobody asked for this. You can already start fresh by making a new account anyway. What's next? Iron Man Trade Worlds? Iron Man already get a lot anyway. And then Jamusa says, would bet money that it would attract more players if they literally just copy pasted old leagues on a couple worlds and left it up without any main game rewards. That would be pretty cool. I would play Leagues 2. Was it Leagues 2? Trailblazer. I would play Trailblazers. That was so fun to me. Big Red Cane says, this company gives me such a headache. I feel there, buddy. I've been waiting for Bounty Hunter to come back for a very long time. No one asked for this. How will this attract new players who have never played OSRS? I doubt new players give two shits about high scores or the economy. With 809 upvotes, 108 more replies. Thank you, we need you buddy, get up. Can't wait to see the player counts on these worlds 1 week after release. Yes. And I love the reply by Hammond Ananas. Wouldn't it be highly demotivating to join these worlds at any point other than the first month? Yeah, because then doesn't it become kind of obsolete, because then it would just be like joining the regular main world. Anytime after that, you're going to question whether it's even worth it, especially in months 4 and 5. At that point, if you're hoping this will entice new players, you've lost them. And then 2 Jew for you, not for me, but this is exactly what I was thinking as well. Same. They would need to reach all the new players prior to release, which I would imagine would require quite a bit of marketing. Exactly. Which I don't think that they will do at all. Once the worlds are like 2+ months old, any new player wouldn't even bother with them because they've already missed out on the fresh start and might as well just join the main game right away. Mortarboat says Jagex boosting subscription numbers prior to selling the company again. Could you imagine? Someone said ding 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 ding. It's gonna be 90% alts farming gold, LMAO. Oh yeah, we're gonna get a video from that. Who does those videos, Sir Pugger? This is like Leagues, but terrible. What the is even going on at Jagex? And they got responded with just a trick to boost membership revenue for 2022 so they look more attractive to a potential buyer. One of the most popular replies on this thread is, "This is a really dumb idea," with 20 awards, 1.6k upvotes. Okay, I like this one, okay. Did you guys see this idea tanking in RS3 and figured you couldn't miss out on the fun? Edit. While I'm not a fan of the idea, it sounds a lot better than the RS3 proposal as long as the minimal dev time is true. Also, they need to explain why a new player should choose this world, one devoid of an existing economy, over a regular world that has a running economy. And then someone said minimal dev time like Group Iron Man. Tofu Python said, "See you guys in Falador. Looks like there will be some riots." But there we have it. That's the whole video. Everything else on Reddit feels like it's just the same thing. It's people who are saying like, no poll question mark, it's just a cash grab. Why would new players want to do this? It's all the same thing repeated over and over, pretty much from what I said in my last video. I feel like I kind of hit the nail on the head on how everyone feels about this. How do you feel about this? If you liked watching me play a little bit of old school RuneScape and talk about old school RuneScape, I plan on doing these videos quite often. So please feel free to like the video, comment on the video, subscribe, feel free to dislike and tell me what you didn't like about the video. But either way, I hope that you have an absolutely amazing day.